Alrighty. What is going on today, guys? Aldo here. Wanted to do a pre-recorded video for the first time for you guys in, I don't know, 10 years or whatever. Just got back to Miami after the after the holiday. Wanted to talk about a theory. I had a little bit of potentially a January thaw, a January correction, whatever you want to call it. So we'll talk about that. We'll start off with Bitcoin like we normally do, and pretty range bound, which typically happens after a gigantic move upward. We are almost getting into the new year. I would say if you guys look at funding rates, I don't have it right in front of me at the moment, but if you guys look at funding rates, everybody's going degen long on everything except for BNB and TRB, and which is pretty bizarre. Usually, there's not really I mean, BNB I could kind of see because the CZ stepping down and all that, but TRB, I don't even know what that is. I mean, it's just weird. And TRB did, we were talking about in our kind of group chat, our VIP live stream that we do from time to time. I was showing you guys, on TRB, the potential kind of like on the 15-minute to jump up. Where did I circle? I was circling these little triggers off of this area. And yeah, I went to sleep right around the 1 a.m. where the time would be to have kind of entered off of that one. But it jumps up. Usually when those funding rates, when everybody's trying to go short, a lot of times it pumps, and vice versa when everybody's trying to go long. So I do think we may see that. Now, getting into Bitcoin, rare kind of bearish sign. Now we want to look at the 2-day bear div right there. 2-day bear div money flow coming out. That's what you want to look for. 2-day bear div money flow coming out. That was a pretty significant drop down. 20% correction. The last time it happened before that, where was it don't happen too often unless I'm missing something here, but right there, at our all-time high. So as you heard it here first, folks, we're going down 77%. No, I'm just kidding, but I could see a 20% or something. I could see a 20% would bring us down to mid-30s. And that's kind of my guess. I think this pocket is going to be big at 35. And I think to really liquidate and clean up the market and make it healthy again for all these people going degen long, I think we got to go down to the mid-30s at some point in January. Maybe February, but I think January would be your kind of red month here. That's my opinion. Could be wrong. Obviously anything could happen. It's all just an educated guess. It's a game of probability, but yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now. Money flow been in the green forever here. Money flow just been in the green forever. Now, where's the prediction of where this can end up? We could get our little, I don't know, take half of this like this, and then assuming your bottom, February 20th, we all know price typically goes down faster when it comes up. So I would guesstimate mid-30s, sometime mid to late January. That's where I would kind of estimate where we'd be looking at. And I think in that case, here's where the first time Bitcoin's going to go down, but Bitcoin dominance may also go down with it a bit, and altcoins may not go down as much, at least some of them. Solana probably will go down more just because it's came up so much. And the other thing on Solana, well, let me finish up on Bitcoin, then we'll talk about some other stuff. But just to finish up a little bit on Bitcoin, I mean, we do have the 6-hour bull div here. I feel like that's kind of already played out. You may roll over with the VWAP here, so just keep that in mind. So that's that could be the thing here. Red dot. The 3-hour, I don't know. It's not too strong. I don't think anything too significant will happen until the new year. It's kind of one of those lower kind of trading volume areas. I have a short in, not in Bitcoin, on Cardano actually. Trade set up in the Discord if you're interested. Link down below. That the exchange is paying me a lot to take. I looked at the percentage in funding fees I'm getting paid to take that short. I'm like, wow, that's pretty. Making money I could close it out right now, mark it out, and still make money just because the exchange is paying me. Not a lot, obviously, but you get what I'm saying. Interesting thing. Now, if we look at Solana, we'll look at ETH too, but if we look at Solana, ultimately, money flow crossing on the 3-hour downward, you have these rare kind of bearish signs, bear div on the 2-day. I think the 3-day is more bearish, but this looks like a, I'm not saying you can't bounce. Anything could happen, but it wouldn't surprise me too much if something like this plays out pretty well. Now, it's a 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio. Some people would say it's not a good enough risk-reward ratio. You know, something like this probably would work out well as well. As I'm looking at. Your main bullish case, these bull divs, things in the 5, the 6, but we're getting that money flow crossover. Here it brought you up higher, but this next one, it might not be as forgiving, and I don't think it will be. I think most likely it won't be, and I think if you lose 100, you're probably coming down to at least 80. That's my opinion here. But that's a damn good place to probably get in. And the thing that I think we're going to see here for Sol, because obviously, excuse me, when you look at altcoins, you look at, what should I buy ETH? What the hell should I buy? Bear div right there, money flow coming out. That's hitting the all-time high against ETH of November 21. So I do think that we can bleed against ETH a good amount. Will this keep going up? I don't know. Will you get to higher areas? I think you probably will over the course of the next year or two. I think you probably will for Sol ETH. I think you could break up even higher. But for the time being, I think you're going to see a pullback there. Moving on to Ethereum itself. Ethereum itself is going to print that bear div on the weekly relatively soon. It was printing it before, and I think the next time it prints this, it's finally going to break down. Now, the 3-day, you confirm the green dot, but you look like you're about to confirm kind of what could be another kind of bear div on the 3-day, kind of bringing us down. And the 2-day is getting another bear div. Money flow is still good, though. Nothing too bad, but still, it is a little concerning to me, especially the daily kind of as well. Been in the green a while, starting to kind of come down here. So that's why I think, this was your liquidation pump up, and then Trump had the right idea, started selling. Look, I don't know. I don't know exactly what's going to happen, as always, but this doesn't look as bad as Bitcoin and Sol, but I think this will follow the trajectory, and I think we will see kind of a pullback. I think the ETH ecosystem as a whole, the ETH NFTs and all that are going to start to outperform. So like what I showed you on Solana, I think they're going to start to outperform Solana, especially, the apes and all that. I think the apes have been pretty suppressed. I think they're going to see a jump up, at least against their, I think ETH NFTs and things in the ETH ecosystem are going to start to do better. There's enough, people talk, and I've been here long enough, I've heard it before. There's enough people on Twitter and all that, saying that ETH is dead. And I mean, you're saying ETH is dead while it's hitting the low against Bitcoin of last year. I'm not saying you can't break down, but I do think bull div on the 3-day, there are some rare bullish signs for ETH against Bitcoin. I think it probably will outperform Bitcoin. On the other hand, though, we were talking about this in the exclusive live stream, for just the VIP members last night. That's good too. That money flow in the red. A couple things that look really good against Ethereum, though, for all coins, because obviously if it can't perform ETH or can't perform Bitcoin, what's the point? Matic, one of my favorites. I made a hell of a lot of money in Matic in the last bull run. I think I can repeat that this time. I think you can jump up against ETH. So just some good picks here, especially IDCA in every Monday. So that's just some things I'm looking at the moment, kind of right here. S&P 500 as well. I mean, you are seeing a bear div, kind of a larger bear div on the 2-day. You're hitting previous highs. I mean, my guess is that we could just pump through. I don't know. My guess is that you'd see some type of January thaw. Say you come down to 450, 460 here. Where would Bitcoin be? Maybe 35K. That's what I'm kind of guessing. I don't think it's going to be any crazy type of, correction. People talking about the ETF and all that. This is pure. I don't know what's going to happen with the ETF. I mean, I don't know how that's going to affect price, but this is purely from a technical kind of standpoint, what I think likely could happen. I think we need to kind of clean out this market. If you guys are interested in some of the trade setups and all that, check out the Discord. One of the best trading communities out there, if not the best one, I think. And if you guys are interested in trading, a lot of great exchanges down below. This one, Zoomex, is good. FAIRDESK is good as well. We have all exclusive bonuses for you guys down below. And BitMart, I've been playing around with a little bit. Not a bad exchange. I'm always experimenting. The link is down below for that one as well. So far, so good. That's the exchange I use for the Cardano short. And once we have an outcome on that, I will try to live stream with that. It's kind of unfair to show the trades before there's an outcome because there's people pain in the Discord and all that. So yeah, ultimately that's the main stuff I'm looking at. I mean, if we wanted to look, I'm just curious about if we wanted to look at like Matic, for example, because I mentioned it. Yeah, I think this will come down a bit too, um, especially on that daily bear div. But if we could come down, maybe just back down to these points, 80 cents or something. I don't think it's going to be that bad. I don't think it's going to be too bad. Oh, yeah, forgot to just show you guys quickly the Bitcoin dominance here, which has come down. Yeah, I mean, if we do see a pullback, this probably would come up. I don't know how much it's going to come up though, and I do think that ultimately we're at the place where it's a pretty good time overall to be DCing into alts. You got your bear div on the 2 week. Money flow is still pretty good, pretty high, but it's like really high to the point where like it's the highest it's ever been. It kind of makes me feel more bearish, and your weekly's kind of bearish. Monthly's gonna give us this same exact thing that kind of marked this area in late 2019, part of kind of the 4-year cycle. That was the really, really good place to get altcoins. Obviously, if you're buying altcoins late 2019, early 2020, hence the same thing, late 2023, early 2024, great place to get in. You just had to wait until, that was actually crazy. Yeah. I mean, end of 21 to really get out at earliest kind of May of 21. I think ultimately, if we come back down to, say we come back down to these areas sometime in 25, that's kind of a no-brainer to start to DCA out of the market. Take your money, take your profits. I mean, we could go lower, who knows, but that's probably the start of the place to DCA out of the market. So yeah, anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the update. Check out the exchanges down below if you guys are interested. Check out the Discord. Always appreciate that. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Have a good one. Goodbye.